Well, as the end of the year approaches, can you believe it? This year's almost over. So does tax time. Now, the deadline to get your finances in order before the calendar year closes, it's looming.
Channel 3's Caitlin Nuclear has the 5 things you need to know before December 31st in this week's Money Monday report.
Tax time is right around the corner. So Ken Crone with Mahoney Sable says now is a good time to double check your finances.
I think it's important to know what tax bracket you're in 2019 and then what you think you're going to be in for 2020. Because if you have the opportunity before the end of the year to either take a bonus in 2019 or 2020, you'd want to know what bracket you're in. So if your income is going to be, your bracket's going to be higher next year, then let's take the bonus before the end of the year.
That's number 1. Number 2, if you're over 70 and a half and you have to start taking a minimum distribution from your IRA, get familiar with what's called a qualified charitable distribution, or QCD. This allows you to take that money and directly donate it to a charity, so it doesn't apply to your income.
It's really a no-brainer. If you're given to charity, you're over age 70 and a half, and you need to take that required minimum distribution, you might as well go with the QCD directly, and at least you save on the Connecticut tax.
Number 3, balance your capital gains and losses.
What happens is you net your capital gains and losses, and that's what the amount that you pay tax on. The problem is if you have excess losses, you can only take up to $3,000 a year in those excess losses.
Number 4, double check your withholding to make sure you won't owe more than $1,000 and have to pay a penalty.
Maybe my last few checks of the year, I want to have excess withholding taken out so that I close that gap and I lower my exposure to a penalty.
And lastly,
the question that I probably get most often during the course of the year is the question about giving gifts to either family members or to friends. And that number is $15,000 per year per person. So if you keep the $15,000 or less, there is no paperwork for anybody. The gifts are not taxable to the recipient.
That's your Money Monday report. I'm Caitlin Nuclear, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.